wasted on stuff and such as TV, shopping. It was very valuable. So, if the world were to end, let's just say I would be okay. Maybe because I have a garden. But that is why, in this video, I'm going to show you this documentary of what it's really like to garden. Comment in the comments section if you have any questions, and I really hope you enjoy this documentary. So, first we're going to be starting off with the bees. Uninhabitable area, mainly because it's swarmed by bees. So, let's say, if you were to walk up to them, would you be fine, or would they bite you? Well, in this video, I'm obviously not going to test that, but for the limit, this is about the closest I could get. So as you can see, the bees are flying around, cultivating honey for their queen bee. We kept the bees so we could get honey and cultivate honey. When we cultivate enough honey, we could use it. We could make such as yogurt or anything else. So I think honey is just really valuable in this situation. So here's all the bees, and all the bees are they're just really good. Now they can't easily attack you, but that's the nature of them. Because I would attack someone too if I was mad and some guy. Because they probably feel threatened. So this is just the bees. So this is the peacocks, and as you can see, there has been a few peacocks that are very blue, and it looks like they might be over to steal our peacock. So I'm gonna come inside the fence and let's see a closer look at these. Peacocks are very great animals. They can tend to have some hunting, which is amazing. But peacocks are beautiful animals, and when they feel threatened, they pull out all their wings in a beautiful motion, as such and such, which makes them very interesting animals. So, shockingly enough, peacocks are actually in the pig pen. These are closer up looks at the pigs. So this is a Cooney coon pig, which they got their name from the coons that grow on the bottom of their chin. So really, they're just these fat potatoes, and I personally think that they're just adorable. But this one is the one that had babies, and these are what the babies look like. Unfortunately, we did sell their dad because he probably wasn't gonna have any more babies. But look at these adorable creatures. Now, however, with that, let's get back to the peacock. So as I can see, I do not want the peacocks to run away. So I'm approaching them in a slowful motion. So these are clearly a special type of peacock because they have blue necks. I'm going to have to stay quiet. Looks like they have a little nest of peacocks. So peacocks can fly, I'm assuming, because peacocks are, well, they're on my mom's property. But look at these. So these are the blue neck peacocks, and I find them amazing. But a really important part of gardening is to get animals, because you can breed them and you can eat them. Here's a close-up look at this peacock. Hey, look at its neck, it's green. And then if you look, this one, their necks are blue. But yeah, anyways, those are the peacocks that are amazing. And now we're going to be getting to the chickens. So, as you can see, the animals, we have ducks, which we can use for meat. We are ducks, who knows? But now what we got So these are all of our sheep. We can use sheep for many things. Wool, meat, anything, literally. So, oh yeah. So yeah, here's the sheep. Here's some black chickens. They're so black, it's kind of hard to see them. But as you can see, what they look like. We could use chickens for meat as well. So most of the animal footage are just for meat. And now let's get to the other chickens. So when I was on the way to the chickens, I found another peacock. This is what they look like when traveling in groups. So watch the peacock as it recalibrates, trying to find this peacock's friends. Now, let's get to the chickens. So these right here are the chickens. Sad enough, I bought these chickens with them being these tiny, miniature little adorable poppers. They would just spring up in the air. They're so small. Oh, and here's our turkey. Yo! Turkey. Turkeys are quite scary because they can peck on you and it hurts. Here's our two roosters. That's what a rooster looks like. So, now, let's get to chapter 2, gardening. So, these are the flowers. So what these originally were before these weird things are these. Without these used to be pure clover. And the clover, trust me, the clover was so huge that you could straight up jump in it and it would feel like you just jumped in a sky castle or something. So this is the clover. So on with the clover, let's get to our mushrooms. So this right here is, you probably don't know what this is. Probably like, are you serious? You're planting a plant of wood chips. Actually, I'm not. What this really is a mycelium bed. So if you get under this and dig, you can find some mycelium, as you can see right here. So that white stuff, that's mycelium. It comes from the mushroom. So it's basically trees. Here's an example is trees. So as you know, trees have a root network, but it's made of fruit. So as you know with mushrooms have a network, but it's made of mycelium. So this is what the mycelium is. The mycelium is the white stuff. So what we're doing is we just drew into mycelium, drew some seeds in here, some planting some mycelium, and it should eventually create a fungi network, and hopefully we will get some mushrooms growing. You're probably wondering, what are these? And you're probably also wondering, what are the holes inside of these? And what is the thing that's inside of the hole? So the hole is just a hole so we can plant a seed. So what these are these are actually mushroom seeds, and we're gonna have some polypores grow out of these logs, and we could use them for eating. They cure cancer. You could put them in tea. You could drink them, eat them. You could do many things that could save your life. It gets rid of cancer. Well, not a guarantee, but can. So yeah, these are the polypores. Now these are pumpkin beds. So these are the pumpkin beds. We planted pumpkin seeds in here. And what we did with the pumpkin seeds was, they're natural too. They should plant a giant pumpkin, probably the size of this whole pumpkin bed. And if we're lucky, you can, we're gonna be signing up for the pumpkin contest, and if we get the biggest pumpkin, we can probably win a prize. So, but unfortunately, our tractor has broken down, and we had nothing to give us dirt, so we had to do it this other way. And explain to you right after this next chapter. So behind all this clover is what we, aka me and my mom, have been working on lately. So what we have here are plants. So the plant that here was, I don't know, I don't remember. But what we have also planted this spot right here, it was sunflowers. Flowers are growing, it's gonna be awesome. So we've been planting a lot of things, and this is just like, this is all that we planted. So as you can see, we obviously use a tractor to get the dirt over here. There's no way we can get it over by hand. Overview of all of the plants. Now we're gonna get to the other plants. A banana tree, a banana tree. I don't know what that is. Now what we have here are these plants. Now you're probably like, oh, how do you plant these with seed? Well, we did not. We actually pushed the plants out of the cups, we planted the cups, and the cups are growing. This is with most of these, but here is what a carrot looks like. So, this is what a real carrot looks like. As you can see, under here, we got this little orange thing. It's coming straight from the ground. That right there is carrots. Pretty cool. And we are also planting strawberries, which is from a root. We're planting them on root, not seed. So here are the strawberry plants. They haven't quite grown at all yet, but they're going to be pretty cool. So this whole time you've probably been wondering what these little sheets are and why they're up. So these sheets are actually covering up for the soil that's under here for the next plants we plant. But first we have to finish this, which we just did. So we put this over here to protect the soil, so the dog doesn't ruin the dirt or anything. So we just have this giant thing over it. That should protect it, but your answer is question solved. Usually you protect all those pumpkin piles were used for doing this. So